I'm Mr. Payne and welcome back to my Minecraft video where I'm going to be showing you how to make a flying modern house. This is the house right here. As you can see, it looks pretty nice. Obviously I've already made a video on how to make a flying house, but I'm making a new one for two reasons. First off, this house is a lot bigger and looks a lot nicer, and secondly, the other video I made on how to make a flying house was like wasn't like very good quality. I had just started doing YouTube, and so it wasn't like as good quality, and so I noticed that a lot of people were just kind of clicking on it and then clicking away, obviously because it wasn't very good quality. So I thought I'd make another one showing how to make a much better flying house, clearly. So obviously the first thing that we're going to need while making this is the house. So this is the house right here when it's not flying. But so let's get started with just a spruce floor. So let's go up, I'm going to say 5 blocks. Now, you want this to be at least 2 blocks above the highest point in your world so that it won't crash into anything. Because if it crashes into something, it breaks. So just make sure it doesn't, nothing's in its way in its flight path. So we're going to quickly make a 5x6 platform. So you want to go, so 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now that we've got this, and then you want to pop 1 out over here. This platform you want to make out of spruce wood. And then the next bit, we're going to take cyan terracotta, and we're going to make a 2x2x5 box. So you just want to go like this, and then a bit like that, and then up here as well. And then you want to go like this and kind of wrap this around like that, and then bring this out like so. And you'll go up 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then connect this across the top. This is white concrete, by the way, I forgot to mention. And then we'll take white stained glass panes and just fill that in right here. And then you want to come back here and you want to go 1 and then you want to just go like this. So make a 3x, so there should be 3x4. So you should have a little something like this. You've got 4 across here, glass panes here, this part coming out, going around, and this bit around like that. Then you want to take spruce and you want to go up like this, 1 up above this, and then you want to take that and also fill in like an entire wall going up like so, all the way up to here, and then come across like this and make a bit there as well. And then you want to go and fill in the roof with just white concrete, just go across completely like this. There we go. And then you want to take this white concrete and you just want to wrap it around like so. Now the reason the back of this house does kind of look a bit ugly, but nobody's going to see that because it's where all the redstone's going to be. And then final bit here, you want to go like this, and then place in your spruce stairs so you can get up to this main bit. So there we go. Now we have our house. It's a nice modern house. So now we want to take our supplies. You're going to need everything you see here and nothing else. To start off, we want to go back here, and you want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then break that. So this can be any block you want. I'm just doing piston since I'm in creative. And then you want to place an observer there. Break that. And then you just want to make a wall of observers the same shape as the back of this house. So there we go. When you're done, you should have something that looks a little bit like this. As you can see, it's just completely mirrors the shape of this back of the house. So it should be 6 across, 7 up, and then with these 2 over here. And so you want to come in on here and make sure there's a 2 block gap in between this. Don't forget. And then you want to come back here and you want to place in pistons in front of that facing towards the house. So when you're done, you should have something that looks like this. So we've got the observer and the piston and a 1 block gap in between that and the house. We want to come down here, we want to take slime blocks and we want to place them like that. And then we want to take honey blocks and we want to place them like 2x2 square. And then a 2x2 square, and then a 2x2 square. So you should have something that looks like this. And then you want to do a 2x2 square of slime blocks there, 2x2 square of honey blocks there, and then 2x2 square of honey blocks there as well. And then you just want to repeat like that as well. Honey blocks, slime blocks, more slime blocks. And then here, we're going to do, and then just 1 slime block there, and then 2 slime blocks there, and 2 honey blocks there. So when you're done, you should have something that looks like this. You've got the slime blocks and honey blocks, the observers, pistons, a 1 block gap, and then, of course, the house that we built at the beginning. You want to come over to here, this little bit that's kind of sticking out with just the 1 slime block. I'm going to go out 1, 2, 3, 4, and then break these 3. We want to place in an observer right there, and then a piston facing towards the house. Break that. And then we want to take our honey block, and we want to kind of place it in this L shape. So you should have this in this back section: an observer, and then a piston facing towards the house, and then this L shape of honey blocker. And then you want to do two out like this. Place an observer there, and a sticky piston right there, and then two out with the honey block again. Place an go back here, place an observer, so this little red dot should be facing towards the house, and then place a piston right there. And then we want to place in a filler block. Place an observer, break that filler block, and then place in a piston right there. And we want to just kind of copy this, but instead of using honey blocks, we're going to use slime blocks. So we're going to go the L shape, and then two out, and then an observer, and then a sticky piston, and then two out again with the slime blocks, and then go over here, placing the observer with the red dot facing towards the house, and then placing a piston right there, and placing the filler block again, and then placing the observer, break the filler block, placing the piston, and then do the same thing again, but with honey blocks this time. So do the L shape like that, and then two out like this, an observer, a sticky piston, two out again like that, and then an observer and a piston, and then place in another filler block here, observer, piston, break the filler block, make an L shape with slime blocks this time, go two out, place in the piston and sticky piston, two slime blocks out, observer, and piston. Okay, so we have finished the first section, and I know that was a lot to take in, so do put the video in slow-mo, watch it again, do whatever you need to do to get that all taken. It's perfectly fine if you don't get it the first time, because it is a bit complicated, and do be sure to double-check your work each time. You should have, remember we should have the piston here, and then the observers, and then the slime blocks and honey blocks kind of checkered pattern, and then we want to have this section right here. This is a piston, observer, and this observer, this is a sticky piston, piston here, observer there, and then the slime blocks like this. And remember, you have to change between slime blocks and honey blocks, otherwise the machine won't work. You can't just use all honey blocks or all slime blocks. You have to do two different ones. So we want to pop down to here, and we want to grab our honey blocks, and we want to place one there, and then go down like this. Place two in that direction, and then two in that direction, so we should have a shape that looks like this. Place an observer here, and then a piston there, and then come back to this side, place an observer there, and a sticky piston there, and then place out two honey blocks, and then come around to this side, place in an observer and a piston, and then come around to here, grab your slime blocks this time, place down two, and then two out in this direction, two out in this direction, and you want to place a observer facing this way, right here, and then a piston, and then a observer right there, a sticky piston, out two with the slime blocks, go on to this side, place an observer there, piston there, and then come over here. You want to grab your honey blocks, go two down, and then two out in that direction, two out in this direction, place in an observer right there, a piston, come on to this side, observer, sticky piston, place in two honey blocks, observer there, piston there. Alright, so there we go, we've made another row here. Obviously this is getting kind of big, and again, if you don't understand it, and you need to watch it through another time, that's perfectly fine. If you need to put the video in slow-mo, anything that will work for you, go ahead and do it. Obviously this is really complicated, and you might not get it the first time. Remember to double check your work, because all these things need to be placed in a very precise position, otherwise the whole thing won't work. So like I said, check your work, maybe watch over a couple times. So next we want to then take our slime blocks and place and go out, and then do this 5 right here and down 1, and take an observer, place that there, and then a piston, come on to this side, observer, sticky piston this time, and then we want to take our slime blocks, go out 2 right here, then come on to this side, place in an observer, and then a piston there. You want to come over to here, grab your honey blocks, and make 5 just kind of right below these slime blocks, and then down 1 right there in the middle, and then place an observer, a piston, and then come under here, an observer, and then a sticky piston, and then grab your honey block, go out 2, place in an observer, and then a piston right there. And then take your slime blocks this time, do the 5 right there below these honey blocks, and then place down 1 in the middle. Place an observer here, and then a piston here, and then come on to this side, place in an observer there, and then a sticky piston there, and place in 2 slime blocks, and come on to here, place in an observer right there, with the red dot facing that way, and then a piston right there. Alright, now this is a lot to take in, but we only have 1 more row of these, and then we'll actually be done. So now we want to take our honey block, go down 2, and then in this direction we want to go 2 that way, and then we want to do 2 this way, and then grab our observer and place it right there, and then a piston. Come on to this side, place an observer there, and a sticky piston there, and then go out 2 with the honey blocks, and then come on to this side, place an observer with the red dot facing that way, and then a piston right there. And then you want to go here, right here, you want to go down 2 with slime blocks, then 2 in that direction with slime blocks, and 2 in that direction with slime blocks. And then you want to grab an observer, place that there. You grab a piston, place that right there. And then come on to this side, place an observer there, and a sticky piston there. And you want to place 2 with the slime blocks, going that way. And then an observer with the red dot facing that way, and then a piston. And then you want to take your honey block and go down 2, and then 2 in this direction, and 2 in this direction, and then place it right there. Grab your piston, place it right there. Come on to here, place an observer there, and a sticky piston there. Then you grab your honey blocks, go out 2, come on to here, place an observer here, and a piston right there. Okay, so we actually have completed the flying house. Now I need to show you how to get it to launch. So now what we want to do is we're going to take obsidian and we're going to place it in front of all of these pistons that are right over here. So we're going to place we want to place 2 right there, 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 and 1 right there. Very important that you put this obsidian here, because if you don't, the system could trigger while we're doing other things, and we really don't want that to happen, so be sure that you put this obsidian in right here. So next what we want to do is we want to come around to here, and we grab more obsidian, and just place it across like that, and then grab our droppers, place it here, here, and here, and then obsidian here, and obsidian here, and then come down here, place in droppers here, here, and here, and then obsidian there, and obsidian there. And then you want to place redstone on top of all of these blocks, like so. All across like this, so there should be redstone on all of this. And then you want to place obsidian here, and then go up 1 like that, and then up another one, and then up another one like that, and up like that, and then just place redstone across like this. And then you want to come down here, go down 2, break this block, place redstone right there, and you want to place a button right there. So now you want to come onto here and break all of this obsidian once you're ready for launch. If you don't feel like launching this right now, then keep this obsidian in here. It'll keep it incredibly safe. But once you're ready to launch this, you want to come on here. Everything should be in place. Press the button. Now, assuming your computer can handle it, the house will go ahead and launch, and as you can see, it is flying across the sky. It's obviously going to make it higher up from the ground. I always thought this is really cool that you can use flying machines in such a way to make these really cool contraptions. This is why I love redstone so much, because you can do things like this. And then a very important thing about this is if this house flies outside of unloaded chunks, it will stop, and then it'll also be impossible to launch again after that. So just know it's going to stop if it goes outside of any chunks that are unloaded, and then the entire thing will crash. Also, if it runs into anything, it's also going to stop. Like the smallest bit of force could easily stop it, so do be careful about that as well. Anyway, I do hope you enjoyed this Minecraft video. I hope that it was useful, and I'll catch you in the next one.